so I put it on the back burner to deal with later. I should have gone to the doctor when I felt a twinge in it last weekend, but I hadn't, and now here we were. My ignoring the situation had resulted in a ruptured Achilles tendon, and I was looking at 10 to 12 weeks off my feet. Wonderful. Thankfully, I worked in a job where I could do most of it from home if I had to, but I still needed to go into the office for some of it. No driving, no going out unless it was on crutches, which were the fucking devil, and no exercise. Not that I enjoyed exercising, but I enjoyed food and drink, so fuck it all. I'll drop you here, then go park the car and come back. Josh, my best mate, pulled up outside the front of Southmead Hospital in the drop-off zone. I opened the door and manoeuvred so I was sitting sideways. Turning back to him, I said, "You don't need to come in with me. I'm sure I'll manage." "How hard could it be?" Josh laughed. "Do you remember when my brother broke his leg?" I winced. He'd been a nightmare on crutches, a fact I'd found hilarious at the time. The karma had certainly given me payback for that. "Yeah, point taken. I'll wait just inside for you." Pulling myself to my feet, I then hopped across the road to the main doors and inside. The hospital was huge, and I scanned the foyer, looking for somewhere to sit down. The Costa coffee shop was shut, but there were 2 rows of chairs over by the window, so I headed that way. They couldn't have been more than 50 feet away, but fuck me, I had a bit of a sweat on by the time I made it over there. Josh appeared about 5 minutes later, and I stood to meet him. "Have you checked in?" He gestured to the reception desk. I hadn't, so I led him over. The fracture clinic was on the ground floor, thank God, and we were directed to the right department and told to follow the signs. "Do you want a wheelchair?" Josh offered. He pointed behind us to a couple of rows of hospital-issue wheelchairs. "No, I'll be fine. Can't be that far." I could see the sign for it from where we stood. Turned out that the usual reception for the fracture clinic wasn't open on a Saturday, so we had to walk to the fracture clinic itself, which was miles. Okay, not miles, but I was seriously regretting not taking up Josh's suggestion of a wheelchair by the time we got there, much to his amusement. The orthopedic surgeon confirmed that I had indeed ruptured my tendon and explained what my treatment would look like depending on how far apart the ends of the tendons were. Gotta say, the idea of my tendons flapping about in the back of my ankle made me squirm. Josh nudged my side as we sat waiting to get my new proper cast. "What are you going to do for the next 10 weeks then?" I side-eyed him, then looked pointedly at my leg. "Not a great deal, obviously." He ignored me. "I meant with work and stuff." "Oh, work. No more going to the office for me. Boss says I can work from home full-time while this heals." I normally did 2 days from home, 3 in the office, depending on our workload. 10 weeks of being stuck at home is going to suck. Don't get me wrong, I loved being able to work from home, but when it was the only option, it suddenly wasn't half as appealing. "Come to Cornwall with me," Josh said, fiddling with his phone as though he hadn't just said something so out of the blue. I just stared at him. "What?" He looked up when I still hadn't replied. "Since when are you going to Cornwall? In November?" "Oh yeah, I forgot I'd not told you." He waved in the general direction of my leg. This distracted me. I gestured for him to carry on explaining. "My uncle bought a cottage down in Porthmerach. It's in pretty shit state, so me and my dad are helping him renovate. Well, it's just me now. My dad's got another project." "And you want me to help instead?" I asked, eyebrows raised, because he couldn't actually be serious. "Yes," he answered, deadpan. "I thought you could help me rip out the kitchen." He flicked me on the forehead. "Ow." "Of course I don't want you to fucking help, you idiot." Josh gave me a withering look, and yes, I probably deserved that. "What then?" "I thought since you're working from home anyway, you might as well come down with me. It will get you out from under your dad's feet. You two will be a nightmare if you have to spend that much time together." He wasn't wrong. Plus, it's right by the sea. What's not to like? It's November, and in case you'd forgotten, I can't exactly go walking along the beach. I sounded whiny to my own ears, but in my defence, I was still getting used to the idea of being on crutches for the next God knew how many weeks. "It will still be November if you stay here, and I know you can't do much, but it'll be a change of scene. And apparently, they go all out for Christmas down there, and I know how you feel about fairy lights." He laughed when I reached over to punch him, but he wasn't wrong there. I had a huge soft spot for Christmas and everything that came with it. My mum had been a big fan and always went overboard with decorations. I tried my best over the years to decorate our house like she would have done. Nowhere near her standards, but I'd always made the effort, even when my dad had still been struggling. "Look," Josh said, "you don't have to stay the whole time I'm there."